Hi guys, welcome to another weekend analysis video. Kayong here from Alpha Play, Chief Currency Strategist. I'd like to just quickly share with you some updates from our side. Alright, I'll be traveling. In fact, my partner and myself will be traveling quite a bit for the next 2 weeks. Alright, towards Philippines, where we'll be teaching and conducting some of our courses over there. So I won't be able to produce much video and such to share with you guys. But do keep in touch, alright? Following us on TradingView, on our blog, on our website, as well as on our Facebook page, alright? Because we'll still be constantly posting ideas, posting some of our market analysis whenever we are free. Right, so I'll jump straight into today's video. Alright, I'll keep it short so that later we can do some more analysis before I travel. Alright, I'll be able to finish the report and send it out to you guys. Okay, so for last week itself, the interesting highlight will be on Friday NFP, alright, and average hourly earnings, basically the data from the US side itself. We do see a miss in the estimates, alright. But the reaction in the dollar in terms of various currency pairs has been pretty mixed in a way, alright. Though the data coming in is bad, alright. We do see an initial sell-off in the dollar, but after that, for the next 30 minutes to an hour later, right, we did see some currencies pairs experiencing some strength in the dollar. At the same time, some of the currency pairs, continue to see weakness in the dollar itself. Right, but I'm saying this is really in terms of a relative comparison, because currency pairs itself, when you trade them, you're not only trading on one, but you're trading on two currencies. Right, we'll look into the dollar more in depth later when I show you the chart. For next week itself, the focus is really huge, alright, simply because it's going to be a very active week itself, alright. Starting off with Monday, we have BOJ event together with the Pound Services PMI. Alright, just to keep you updated on the pound data, it has been pretty surprised in terms of the actual data being released in the UK side. Right, especially after post-Brexit. Most of the actual data coming in is better than expected, or better than the forecast. So if the services PMI coming in for next Monday is actually above 50, right, we might see a further strength in the pound itself. Tuesday focus will be on Australia cash rate as well as RBA rate statement. Personally, I do not expect a rate cut so soon again. Alright, so the focus will be on what the RBA has to say in terms of the future outlook on Aussie itself. Wednesday, alright, the focus will then be on Canadian interest rate, alright, overnight rate as well as the BOC rate statement. Again, my personal take is that they will not be cutting interest rates, so the focus will be on the rate statement and the forward guidance as to what are some of the economic outlook that the BOC has. Thursday itself, the focus will be on euro. Alright, basically whether Draghi is gonna cut rate or whether the ECB is gonna cut rate. Alright, to me this is pretty mixed in a way, because the previous statement or the previous press conference that Draghi actually mentioned is that they might eventually go into negative rate territory, alright. But as of now, I'm not sure this is going to be released in terms of negative, or they're going to maintain it at zero. Alright, so keep an eye on this if you are trading euro, right? This is gonna come out on Thursday, and Friday is pretty quiet relatively. Alright, the only data that you need to keep an eye on is on Canadian employment data. Okay, so the highlight for next week is really on Aussie, Pound, Euro, and Canadian. Right, so basically these four currencies. So let's go into the chart. Alright, I'll be skipping the index chart. Alright, in this video itself, but I'll still be doing the analysis on the report. Alright, so I'll still be sending out to you guys the report that include the index itself, right? But to keep this video short, I won't be talking much about the index, but instead more towards commodities and the currencies itself. So for gold, alright, we did see that. Right, so just now I mentioned about dollar weakening and strengthen, having a mixed reaction. For commodities itself, especially for gold and silver, the overall reaction that we see in terms of the strength of the dollar is that overall it's weak on the commodities pairs. Alright, so what I mean is that the day itself closes higher for both gold and silver. Alright, and we can see a nice reaction for gold. Alright, we see a nice reaction in the demands area. So we do expect that if nothing changes next week, right, the sentiment and momentum will continue to push gold prices higher towards the previous resistance at 1375. Right, and if price of course break the demand zone, the next key support level to look out for is at 1266. All right, so look out for an opportunity to long should price drop towards the 1266 area. And of course when market open and it does a small retracement, you can look for a nice long opportunity as well. Very similar in terms of silver, alright. We did see that price closes higher, which implies that overall is experiencing a weakness in the dollar itself. Alright, so again, if nothing changes, we do expect the momentum to push prices of silver up towards the previous supply area at 20.5 to 20.7. Right, so if price move higher towards the supply zone, look for an opportunity to sell. But of course, again, if price drop towards the previous demand over here around the 18 level, right, look for an opportunity to buy into this commodity as well. For oil, right, crude oil, we did see last week itself, we see a sell off. Generally, alright, personal take over here is that I'm still bearish on oil and I'm expecting price to fall further towards 35.7 area. Alright, and that's a good opportunity to look for a buy opportunity. But as of now, to reach there, alright, price has to breach various support level. Of course, the 42 even handle as well as the 39.40. This is also another support. Right, but overall for crude oil, I'm bearish on this, at least for the medium term itself. Alright, so if I jump into the currencies market, the first one to look out for is your week's volatility index. Again, it has a huge dip as of last week, but doesn't really matter because what we are interested at is whether it's below market risk level. Alright, so as of now, it's trading at 11.98. That's below 20. So currently, this is indicating to us we are in a risk-on environment. Okay, dollar index is still respecting this upward channel very nicely. All right, we do see price reacted from this bottom trend line, and then of course the two key areas right now to focus at is your immediate resistance at 96.45. Alright, and we do have a pattern completion at 96.80 as well. So I do expect the dollar index to rally upwards next week. Keep a focus, keep an eye on this area itself, alright, between 96.50 to 96.80. If we print a bearish reaction, alright, we might see dollar starting off towards back to its supply at 95.20. Alright, so opportunity is over here. Alright, if a nice rejection candle forms, we can take the short opportunity. Going on to euro dollar, very similar, is the inverse of the dollar index itself. The area that we're interested at is over here, alright. It's a confluence of support plus a 786 Fibonacci, which is a completion of an advanced pattern. That's around the 100. Sorry, not 100. It's around the 1.1050 area. Right, so if price comes down, alright, which we expect price to come down further next week, look for a bullish pattern. Over here, we can look for a long opportunity towards the previous support. Right, and of course, if this support is breached, it will turn into a resistance. So this is euro dollar. Pound dollar, alright, is still in a very tight consolidation zone. The key area to look out for a short opportunity is all the way up here at 1.3505. Right, this is a completion of a butterfly pattern, but since price is hovering, in between the supply zone and the demand zone, we won't be taking any trades unless it goes up towards our key interest area at 1.35. Alright, it's a nice area because there's a few things that coming together over here. One is 127 extension of Fibonacci. The second one is your normal support and resistance. Alright, and of course, if you look in terms of supply and demand, this is also your supply zone. So this is a highly confluence area. So if price enter this zone, we'll be looking for a good short opportunity. Dollar yen, as shared last week, all right, this is where you could have taken an opportunity to long the market, looking at the confluence of Fibonacci as well as demand zones, supply and support area as well. All right, and what we are expecting is for price to reach higher towards the previous resistance at 106.10. All right, and potentially can even challenge 107.50. All right, so right now it's in the middle of the resistance and the support. So if you do not have any trades right now, you simply have to just wait. All right, wait for price to enter either the resistance area or the demand zone to look for any opportunities to trade this pair. Aussie dollar. All right, we did see a break last week, all right, of the uptrend line, and after that, price did a retracement back towards the support, all right, turn resistance area, and we do have a pretty nice rejection of that area. So next week itself, I'm expecting price to dip further towards the support area at 0.7445 towards 7415 itself. All right, so this is a key area to watch. All right, if we have a bullish price action over here, I'm expecting that price will be eventually retesting back the resistance area. But if this area breaks through, right, high chance is price is gonna retest the lower demand area around the 0.72 even handle. Right, so this is Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar Kiwi, it's very interesting because price is currently in the resistance zone, right? And this resistance zone is all the way back in 2015 February and March area. Right, if you look into this, it's tested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the fifth time it's testing, and it's still printing a very nice price action. Right, but the only concern for me is that it's in a risk on environment. Fundamental of Kiwi has been overall positive. All right, so I'm actually mixed towards selling this because the fundamental doesn't really align in this technical chart itself, and again we are seeing actually a higher low. All right, so I'm more towards price breaking all this resistance, right? And once it breaks, it's gonna be rallying strongly. All right, but until then, I won't be taking any buy trade or short trade on the Kiwi itself. Right, my personal take is the upside is of a higher probability than the downside for this. Of course, unless price break this upwards trend line. All right, unless price break this this trend line itself, my bias is due towards the upside for the Kiwi dollar. Canadian, all right, again a very simple play, simple setup over here. Price last week, actually previous 2 weeks itself has already broken this downtrend, uptrend line, and our sentiment is towards bearish. Alright, so what we wait for is for price to retrace back towards the previous resistance, and this last week itself, price come back to this area and give us a very nice indecision candle before a Friday sell off. Alright, so next week itself, I'm expecting price to dip further towards the previous support level at 1.2780. Alright, so this is basically the few pairs to look out for. Some key areas for you to monitor going into next week itself. If you have any questions or anything you would like to walk through me, you like to discuss any topics or any market, do comment below this video itself. Alright, I'll read through them and I'll actually answer all the comments itself. Alright, so with that, I'll leave you guys here over the weekend. Alright, do have a good rest, especially after NFP itself, and I'll talk to you soon next week itself.